and I feel it nice.
Welcome back to the Now Morning Show. Our art exhibit continues with the oh gosh, woof. Let's start that again. Welcome back to the Now Morning Show. Our art exhibit series on Now in collaboration with the Art Society of Trinidad and Tobago continues. And joining us this morning in studio is Chinyere Brown, mixed media artist, and Angelique Nixon, artist as well. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are
Thank you
both
so
of you
much for
doing?
having us. Great.
Doing really well.
It's a pleasure to have both of you with us this morning, and I can only imagine how excited you both are, considering that very soon you will be starting your group exhibition at the Art Society of Trinidad and Tobago. And it's quite interesting, particularly the theme is when rivers meet. So let's talk about that very briefly. Where did that come from, Chinyere?
So we are really diverse artists, and we thought a lot about how nature and landscapes kind of impact the work that we're doing and really what it means to bring difference together. And so it's been a really interesting, organic, flowing kind of experience to bring our different kinds of work together. So that's really where the theme emerged from.
Well, from what I've seen so far, I can only imagine how we're really going to actually see that being brought to life. Angelique, let's bring you into the conversation this morning. Share with us a little bit of your background and what mediums you prefer.
Thank you so much. I work also with mixed media, and I use collage and photographs and masks and acrylic and clay and a number of other materials to create pieces. My journey started, I'm a poet and a writer, and my journey actually started with thinking about how do I bring the poetry that I was creating to life visually. Mm-hmm. And it also came from a place of working through healing and also thinking about how to make connections, working through painful stories. And the visual just offers us a different way of translating and interpreting those messages. And also what I found is that so many people are also going through the kind of healing and the journey that I was going through. And so it was a way to just communicate and also to express myself in a way that allows, I think, for a greater message and one where we can take back our subjectivity and to use our voice.
Yeah, well, definitely we can see that your voice is being used here. When you started just from your journey, your space, did you foresee that your art would be able to walk people through their own healing journey?
I didn't think of it that way at first, and it was through my work around saltwater healing and engaging folks with that piece that I realized, yes, folks came to me and said, oh, what you shared allowed me to think about my own story, especially around childhood, painful memories and healing around abuse. And that was something that was really powerful to me. And so I wanted to share that. And that's one thing that I saw similarly in the artists that are together for this exhibition, that we all represent identity, culture, our own stories, and also difference and how we come together. And so when Rivers Meet, our exhibition, the title came for us thinking about how we each come from different places, but our Caribbean identities and how we engage with our differences as well as gender all came up as something really unique and beautiful.
Yeah, well, we have some beautiful pieces on here that definitely represent that. Chinyere, share with us some of your background and the mediums you prefer.
Sure. So I was born in Jamaica. I have a Guyanese mother. I've lived in Trinidad for most of my life. And I feel like my background really influences the kind of art I make, because I feel like the region is really an important space to me. And so I think a lot through, what does it mean to kind of create an archive, create ways of thinking about what is going to stay with us, what leaves, how our histories really are connected and make different things of us, the importance of detail. So I use a lot of ink in my work. I work in very small details sometimes. I've been experimenting with using beads and paint recently, and so it's been a really exciting experience.
It sounds very exciting, and as you mentioned that, let's start with the first painting that is behind us, black and white. Can you share with us some of this?
Yes, so this is my piece. It's called Community as a Time Capsule, and I really wanted to think through the idea of how do we keep secret messages for the future to like navigate the world around them. Who are the people that might be important to these stories? How do we think about that? How do we think about ourselves? And I'm always really interested in little messages being hidden between the spaces that you least expect them.
Yeah. I'm taking a look at it here, and I'm actually seeing now you can see quite detail when you're seeing some writing as well. So definitely something that is quite beautiful. And let's go on to this next piece that we have on set. This next piece is quite colorful. Would you have any details on this that you could share behind us, one of the additional exhibits?
For sure. This piece is by Shaden Alexander. Yes. And really, a lot of it is working through these ideas of nature and our connection to it, working through issues of identity, how we understand where we belong, and really that connection to like magic, right? And the energies that really craft us. I think Shaden also is thinking about how we work through pain and those sorts of issues. So I think it's a really beautiful piece that nods to that.
It definitely is quite well captured.
And that one's called Sun Dream.
Sun Dream.
Yes.
It's absolutely beautiful. The colors really have stood out to us this morning in studio. So let's go on to this next piece, Angelique. This one is My Dyslexia by Carrisa Bruce. Can you give some details on it?
Yes, Carrisa is working with mixed media and really representing for her journey, particularly thinking about dyslexia and depression and how it affects your body, how it affects your thinking. And in her work, and you know, for folks who come to the exhibit, you'll see this piece and others that really represent the importance of understanding our differences and understanding the way that we should value what we bring to the table across neurodivergence and across the ways that we experience the world, and how amazing it is to powerfully understand that we don't all think the same, but that we bring our energy, our power, and just the visual of thinking about how our brains work differently, I think is such an important moment, because we are talking more about neurodivergence. We're talking about how not everybody learns the same, not everybody thinks the same. And I think as artists, that's one of the things that we get to do. We get to bring that to light and share that with, with the world.
Yes, and you also get to bring many other things to life as well, including this particular piece, which is Claiming Space, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, this piece is from a mixed media installation that I call Cosmic Evolution and Erotic Rebellion. And it's actually a sculpture that I've taken photographs of. And the sculpture, it represents how we might transform. And it's a story that I've been building through a speculative fiction, poetry, a storytelling of going into the mangroves and transforming ourselves, and just thinking about the moment that we're in, where there's so much assault on our lives, from when we think about the assault on migrant lives, on women's lives, on LGBTQI plus people's lives. And it came out of that moment of, thinking about how do we tell our stories, and also if we want to transform this world, when we think about the climate crisis, when we think about all of the challenges we face, what would it mean for us to actually transform our world? And so I called in this story for us to think about that transformation. I'm from the Bahamas, and I've lived in Trinidad and Tobago for the last 10 years.
Excellent.
My maternal grandparents are from here. And one of the things that really connects our Caribbean are the mangroves, and the importance of the mangroves, how they protect our ecosystems and our coastlines. And I went to Tobago and I experienced the mangroves, first living here from 2016 and taking lots of photographs, and this story emerged, and that is what Claiming Space is about.
Absolutely beautiful. And now, of course, these are parts of the exhibition that's going to be taking place, I believe, the 2nd to the 5th of October at the Art Society of Trinidad and Tobago in Federation Park. There is an opening reception happening on the 1st of October from 5 to 8 p.m. But there is also one thing that we do have to touch on very briefly, which is the artist talk. Can you share with us some details about that?
Yes, please. Everyone is invited. Come to the exhibit. We also invite you to be a part of our artist talk. All of the artists will be featured, and we will be in conversation with Dr. Marsha Pierce, and we're thrilled. So please come out and see us.
No, definitely come out and see not just these two beautiful people, but of course the rest of the artists who are going to be there at the Art Society of Trinidad and Tobago over the course of the exhibition. Chinyere and Angelique, thank you so much for joining us. All the best to you and the group, and looking forward to seeing more of your artwork during the exhibition itself.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure. Stay tuned. We have more coming up on the Now Morning Show after this break.